Let's imagine that you are teaching a new exercise to a client. It may be a beginner or a regular client trying something different. If I was to ask you of all the things that you would need to say and do to teach the exercise, your list would be quite long. In other words, there's a lot to cover in teaching a new exercise, such as position, posture, stabilization, range of movement, and the list goes on and on. So how can we ensure that we cover all these vital aspects in a logical order every time without fail? Let me introduce to you Dr. Safe, a system to help you remember and systematically go through all the teaching tips. Now you might recall SAFE from an earlier session. Now we're going to apply this concept to teaching an exercise. D is for describe and demonstrate, or the show part of show and tell. A quick description of the purpose of the exercise gets you started. Then you need to demonstrate the exercise with perfect technique. Remember, a picture paints 1,000 words. We recommend about 4 to 8 repetitions depending on how complex the exercise is. Review, or tell. During the demonstration, the review is limited to the most important tips. Telling your client everything you know about the exercise is a complete waste of their time. You should cover the S, the safety, the setup, and the start position, and the stabilization. This should include special features of the equipment and safety points as required, such as how to load the plates, use the clips or the cuffs, how to pick up the dumbbells, and how to use the safety rails and so on. A's, action and alignment. These describe the range of motion, or how far to move, and the alignment or the movement of the body parts. In other words, this focuses on the execution, the movement pattern, and the ideal range of motion. F stands for how to finish the exercise. So make sure you show them how to finish up. Any feedback on the exercise, such as movement speed and breathing, can be reinforced during when the client has a go. E is for exhaling on effort, and this requires you to remember that there are 2 phases in every exercise, whether this is the up phase or the down phase, and then the relevant in or out of the breath. One phase is the concentric contraction and the other the eccentric, and while both phases are hard, the concentric phase is the hardest. So the rule of thumb is to exhale on the harder phase, which requires more effort. Be powerful and punchy and positive with your instructions. Focus on telling the clients what to do rather than what not to do. If you teach the exercise well, your client is less likely to get it wrong. Develop punchy and effective teaching cues such as hips, knees, ankles and line that the client will remember, and use these cues often.